Recently, I went to the New York Public Library to drink George Washington's 1757 beer. That's right, an actual recreation of a recipe that George Washington himself wrote down nearly 270 years ago. So what does George Washington's 1757 beer taste like? Back in 1757, a 25-year-old George Washington was serving as a colonel during the French and Indian War. On the last page of one of his military journals, he recorded a recipe for what he called small beer. Small beer was a type of low-alcohol drink, generally around 3%, which was commonly consumed in colonial America when clean drinking water wasn't always available. Historians believe Washington likely served it to his soldiers in camp. That journal eventually made its way into the collections of the New York Public Library. As part of the New York Public Library's America 250 celebration, the library partnered with Brooklyn-based brewery Talea Beer Co to bring Washington's recipe back to life. The recipe called for bran, hops, molasses, water, and yeast. The Talea team created multiple batches before creating a version they believed was close to what Washington drank in 1757. Tasters generally describe it as molasses forward, with notes of gingerbread, spice, and caramelized sugar. So the question is, how does it actually taste? Well, I brought my friend Gadiel to find out.
Esto fue la receta de George, it's English, right? So right now we're trying George Washington's recipe. They recreated it, and now we're gonna taste it to see if it's good or not. It's unique. I never tasted like a beer like this. It doesn't taste like any other beer I ever tasted before in my life. But I actually like it. It grows on you. I feel like I'm drinking a kombucha. It kind of reminds me of like a fermented peach. It's very interesting. Like, this is what they drank back in the day. I feel like I'm part of the Revolutionary War, like drinking this.
It should be said, this historically inspired recreation is not mass-produced for sale. However, Talea also created a second beer called Liberty Lager, inspired by Washington's recipe and designed for modern drinkers. Libraries aren't just places to borrow books. They're places where history gets preserved, and sometimes even brewed back to life. So that's kind of interesting.